Why can a simple question supersize your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about this today. And I'm going to contend, yes, asking questions is, we do it automatically as human beings, but asking questions in our business and then seeing what comes up for the answer or asking other people how they view a situation is one of the most powerful things we can do to build and grow and supersize our business. But the most powerful question that we need to ask, if we're not asking it already, is why? Why this business? Why now? Why are we even doing this? Why do we exist? Etc. And we do that, and I've got a tool I learned from Dean Graziosi, January of 2020. Before that, everybody used the 5 why exercise, including me. I got good answers, but I didn't necessarily get down to the very root cause or the driver or motivator for me in this. And that was the biggest difference between the 5 why exercise and the 7 why exercise, and has been in my experience over, 5 going on 6 years now of using this tool in my toolbox. I always have a whole bunch of different tools in my toolbox, I call it, so that I can draw from and use whatever is appropriate for the situation. Why? Because one of the most important things we need to do as a business owner and a founder and a creator is have a lot of different tools and processes and structures that are available to us to solve the problem that's right in front of us, because we're always just looking to solve the next problem. So a lot of times the problem is we're not clear on what it is that we want and what we're trying to create with our business and with everything that we do. And sometimes we're doing the things we need to do. We're growing, we're scaling, we're supersizing, and all of a sudden we hit a wall. We hit a motivational wall. We hit some kind of a block or obstacle that comes up that we didn't anticipate. And we want to just throw in the towel and quit. Now, I don't know about you, but quitting has never worked for anybody unless you're quitting something that's absolutely positively not for you, not in alignment with who you are and how you want to show up in the world. But the 7 why exercise is a way to dig down deep and get to the root cause of a problem, or the root cause of what drives you and motivates you to create the business of your dreams, the business that you want to show up for every single day. Because that's part of the problem is, and I've done this. I got involved in some businesses and some industries that just didn't feel right to me at a spiritual and emotional and morals and values and helping other people and making the world a better place level. It didn't match with my core values. So I'm not in those businesses anymore, because at some point I realized and made a conscious choice that I don't like this business. It's a great business. It helps a lot of people, but it doesn't feel right for me. And right for me is, does it match up with my core values? Does it answer my whys? Does it create what I want to create in the world? So today we are going to do the 7 why exercise, and I'm going to challenge you to do it on the number 1 priority area that you discovered for the rest of this year and into next year, because chances are we're going to be doing the same priorities focused next year as we're doing this year. Because guess what? We're having another annual challenge. This is my 8th year, maybe my 11th challenge. I'll have to go back and look. I did 3 in 2018. So 3, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It's my 10th challenge. So I'm not going to stop doing it, right? When you do something 8 years in a row, you're probably going to keep doing it. Why? Because I know the power and the benefit of showing up every day for myself, being consistent. Are you showing up every day for your business, for yourself? That would be a really good why question. And why or why not? So I've already set up my annual challenge notebook, 1 through 7, to ask myself a series of 7 why questions with respect to the Be a Better You annual challenge. And I'm going to ask myself why number 1 priority or area for me the rest of this year and into next year is relationships. And then for business, I might do something about contribution, but I'm probably going to do the same area, relationships, because relationships are as important, if not more important. I guess it's all important to our business and growing that and building it and scaling it and serving people and interacting with people and making the world a better place again as well. So how do we do this? And if you haven't heard of it, I'm just going to quickly run through it. We ask ourselves our first why question. Why do I want to improve relationships in my personal life, or why do I want to improve relationships in my business? And then whatever answer pops into my head first, I got a piece of paper ready and I write that down. I usually write just a word or two. I don't write the whole thing out. But then that becomes the question my second why question, right? So say I want to improve relationships in my business so that I can build a more solid foundation of, and a more solid, how about I want to build it? Okay. Rewind, erase. I want to improve relationships to build my school community. Let's say that's going to be mine. And then the answer that pops into my head is because I want to move on to the school platform with the things that I'm doing to simplify my life. Or I want to move on to the school platform. Then why do I want to move on to the school platform? To simplify my life. Why do I want to simplify my life? Because I have lived decades in chaos and it's exhausting. So we just ask ourselves that and we get actually down to the root cause of what's going on. Now, is 7 the exact ultimate number? Not necessarily. I have found that sometimes I got to ask myself why like 10 or 15 times before I really dig down and am honest with myself about what is driving me and what's going on. This is powerful because it tells us what is most important to us about doing this thing or why we're doing this thing. So on those days when you don't feel like doing it, it's pretty easy to show up because all you have to do is remind yourself of that why or all those whys along the way. And I guarantee that will get you up and moving and doing the things you need to do to supersize your business. All right. If anybody needs help with this, please ask. Literally done it thousands of times, and I would love to help you through it if you've never done it before. All right. Otherwise, feel free to join me on our free school community, Supersize Your Business School. If you need the invite for that, just write Supersize in the comments below and I will send it to you. Right now, free for founding members. Not going to last very long because my goal is to monetize this community before the end of the year. All right. Have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.